Loves pigeons. Got no idea, but they are an issue. There's a bird issue here at the G. We need to get rid of them.
So Murphy soldiers it inside, attacking 50. Wonderful pickup from Judd. Garlett, left foot snap around the body. This will bounce through. Well, no, Warnock gets back just in the nick of time.
He's just an out-and-out star. What superlative is appropriate for Chris Judd? He's had 8 disposals in the final quarter, and he's just stood up. I know we've repeated it a few times, but when you watch someone with his ability and his quality, it's just entertaining and enjoyable to come to a game.
Walker, massive leap from behind. Blues have their biggest lead of the day. Here's Scully. They might have given it up though, and Carlton will keep pressing. Betts is suddenly on fire, and there's a whistle, a free kick against Waite in that aerial contest. Suddenly everyone's trying to take a screamer in the wet. Garland's ball for the Demons. Carlton by 47 points. Jetta loose. I think it's a great thing about the game. It's good having a roof at a stadium, but it's great to have this unpredictability and something that can change things suddenly and dictate the way the game is played. Test the players in another way. Brown for Carlton takes it wide. O'Halpin and Warnock throw in.
Crowd today of 49,745, which is a pretty good effort given the conditions, and I think a big percentage of them Carlton fans will be very excited about their side. They were 6th on the ladder coming into today. Another good win. They're in very good shape.
Jamar finally gets a free kick. He's given a lot away today. He's played pretty well by the same token. Some wonderful ruck work in the early part of the game. And a kick towards Miller, who does well against Jamison.
A hard one to get a read on Brad Miller for me. He's really been almost non-existent in the game today. That was possession number 6.
Second mark.
But when he's good, he just looks as though he can play that role, that lead-up role, but just disappears for too much of the game.
Grimes towards half-forward. Good mark in the conditions there taken by Maloney. And he'll kick from just inside 50, directly in front. Haven't scored in this quarter, Melbourne. They kicked 5 goals to 2 in the wet conditions in the third quarter. Got to within 19 points, but have been completely outplayed in this final term. Carlton have added 4 goals for, and this really the first genuine opportunity for a score for the D's. And Maloney's kick is a beauty. The goal to Melbourne. Maloney his first of the afternoon, and the margin is back to 41.
Brett Maloney's averaging 25 disposals in 2010. He's had the second most possessions in the AFL. I think he's someone who will really enjoy this coming of age of the young Melbourne side. Obviously traded out of Geelong's team. He's seen all his mates go on and win premierships. Wouldn't he love to just be on the end of some success?
So after Carlton kicked 4 goals for to really put the game to bed, the Demons have produced their first score of the term, but it's Carlton by 41 points, and they're playing out time now. McDonald, great job for 3 quarters, but Judd's got away in the last. Now Bate swings it to the hot spot, if there is such a thing in these conditions. Carlton with numbers around it. Russell bangs an old-fashioned bouncing, tumbling punt. Bruce first there. O'Halpin applying a little bit of Irish football skill and eventually taking it over.
It hasn't been an ideal afternoon for the Irishmen. Of course, we've seen a fair bit of rain over in Ireland, but as a marking forward in this game hasn't been great. But what's good about Carlton, they've got a lot of goal scoring options who can stand up and score a few.
Bate again for the Demons. Sylvia, nice bit of body use, just couldn't hold the mark. Scully there for him, lobbing it. Green up third in line for the Demons. Now Maloney, another chance, having kicked their only goal of the quarter. He cleverly nurses that one in the Bartram direction. Green's calling for it, although he's covered now. And Betts has got Bartram covered. Green from out at the 50. Pretty good placement. Again, Carlton with numbers. Carazzo and Davey been at it all day. Jacobs, Walker running into a stiff bait tackle. Scotland. Hadley. Bates got him as well. Good effort by Matthew Bate. Sylvia for the Demons. Russell for Carlton. Carazzo dropping what looked like a sitter, but none of them are in these conditions. He can't believe it.
Carazzo, as you just mentioned, Tim, has been at it with Aaron Davey all day. Carazzo 18 possessions, Aaron Davey just 13. You give the points to Carazzo.
Well done, Jacobs. Oh, gee, errant soccer off the ground there by McDonald. Robinson towards the wing. Bruce almost. Wait. Off to Simpson. Non-dominant side. Clever kick into the path of Garlett. Can he be clean here? Little toe poke, but straight into the leg of Morton. Now Jetta, who's been very impressive in the second half. Off to Morton. Just backward of the wing. Oh, tried to guide it to Bate, but in the way. Big Sam Jacobs stands tall and takes the mark.
And raises a ripple from the crowd with the overhead hold of the ball. We're just going to run down the clock, fellas.
That was very, very funny. I think Miss Robinson's laughing too. Big Sauce Jacobs. He knows the instructions. He's heard it in the team meeting. 49,000 here. Thought that was pretty funny.
Well, I suppose you've got to practice the overhead hold in match conditions. Might have been his thinking. Grimes for Melbourne, been a solid contributor. Simpson for the Blues. Extracted it well, cleverly to Robinson. Gee, I like him in these conditions. He is a no-nonsense footballer of the old-fashioned variety. And the boundary is not a bad result for the Blues there, about 40 metres around from the left behind post.
I really like that man on screen there too, Carl Morton. He missed the first 8 games of the season with a knee injury. So siren sounds he's going to be a star for Melbourne.
So the Blues win their 7th game of the season. They reach halfway at 7-4. They're entrenched in the 8. They're looking for top 4.
The Navy Blues song he's playing, Chris, they challenged you in that 3rd quarter. A fantastic finish to the game.
Yeah, absolutely. They're a very exciting young side, and they're starting to play some really good footy. So they did challenge us, and for us to steady and come home the way we did was really pleasing.
The conditions today, you don't play very often in these conditions. The modern game, there's a lot of possession. Do you have to change around a bit?
Yeah, you do. Screw-ins are almost a thing of the past, but they're very much needed today. But Saturday afternoon in the rain, it's sort of good to have a real game of footy every now and then.
Good on you, mate. Well played.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
A real game of footy, and there's some truth in that. 41 points to margin. Carlton steady in the last quarter when they had to be.
It was the interview to get from Howie. Great stuff from him down the boundary. He's been very brave. But Chris Judd, it's just so good to watch Tim. The players got a sense of when to stand up, and his 8 possessions and goal in the final quarter. After a quiet afternoon, James McDonald had probably lowered his colours for the first 3 quarters, but the great stars, they find a way. And well done to Carlton today. I think they probably had the game in control for most. We're a bit excited about some of the work Melbourne were doing, but they are a quality outfit, Carlton. They are going to do some damage come finals time, in my opinion. Yeah,
there's no doubt about that, and particularly given the variety of their forward line. There's no predictable target that's been there over the last few years. They've got multiple goal kickers. Jared Waite on screen adds an enormous dimension with his flexibility, his ability to kick goals, and also, if needed, to go into defence, and it's a very good forward line.
Demons, for their part, after a promising opening month to the season in which they won 3 out of 4, have lost 6 of their last 7 games, and it just is falling away a bit. Collingwood on the Queen's birthday, a big test, but an important win to the Blues by 41 points.
This has been a Fox Sports presentation.